Maximilian and the Mystery of the Guardian Angel, Chapter 3. Truth or Dare. Truth or dare, Max? You have to pick one, says Leo. He won't do it, says little Robert. He's too much of a chicken. Little Robert is accusing me of being a chicken in front of my very best friend Leo because I refuse to run down to Donkey Lady Bridge at night. Little Robert knows perfectly well that this is the very same bridge that our father has told us to stay away from, so it's pretty rotten of him to use that as a dare. Our father had warned us to stay away from Donkey Lady Bridge just 2 weeks ago. Listen, I know that you and little Robert have been playing out there even though after I told you not to. You need to understand that Donkey Lady Bridge can be a very dangerous place. Why is it dangerous? I asked. It's just an old bridge with a funny name. It's a lot more than that, Max, our father said. A boy died there. Did he drown while he was swimming in the river? I asked, because little Robert and I are really good swimmers. If he had drowned, then his death would have made more sense to everybody. No, the boy was murdered. Murdered? Little Robert's eyes popped out of his head. He had deep scratches on his back, my father said. The police blamed the boy's death on coyotes. Our dad rolled his eyes. Whoever heard of coyotes going near that part of the river? No one believed for 1 second that wild animals killed that kid, but we were all too afraid to say the name of the person who did it. Who? I asked. The Donkey Lady, that's who, my father declared. The mere mention of her name sent a shiver of fear running up my spine. It was Grandma Sabina who first introduced us to the Donkey Lady. My mother had been furious at her for scaring us with what she called silly stories, but I clung to Grandma's every word. She told us there was a witch whose face and ears looked like an evil donkey's. Grandma Sabina said this horrible monster lived under Donkey Lady Bridge, and would jump up and steal children who crossed over her bridge late at night. She will come up from under the bridge and grab you, she said, her eyes glistening. Her eyes are blood red and her claws are as sharp as knives. If you should ever walk across her bridge at night, my children, you had best run. Run as fast as you can. Truth or dare, Max? You have to pick one. Do you the dare or tell us who you love? Little Robert pushes his face up into mine. I have to reveal my secret love for the hazel-eyed girl named Cecilia who used to sit in front of me in art class. Or I have to run down to Donkey Lady Bridge. I hadn't seen Cecilia since Christmas break. She and her family moved to another town, but my sister Rita kept in touch with her sister Marissa. They were best friends. Rita told me that Cecilia and her family were going to come back once school started after summer break. That meant that I could get to see Cecilia again. Maybe if I was lucky I would finally work up the nerve to tell her how I felt about her, but I wasn't holding my breath. I got all tongue-tied whenever I'd come within 5 feet of her. I am not chicken, I protest. Well, prove it, taunts little Robert. He stands up and runs around the room making clucking sounds like a chicken. Then he squats down and begins making grunting sounds as if he's trying to lay a jumbo-sized egg. I'm not scared, I cry out. I would do it, I say. But the TV weatherman said there's a storm coming. It's already dark outside. It isn't that dark, says little Robert. Besides, the weatherman said the storm won't be here for another hour. That's more than enough time for you to run down to Donkey Lady Bridge and back. I stare at little Robert. Oh, he drives me crazy. It wouldn't be so bad telling Leo that I liked Cecilia Cantu. He is really good at keeping secrets, but little Robert's another story altogether. Secrets slip out of him like gas after beans. Truth or dare, Max, you have to pick one, Leo reminds me. He won't do the dare, says little Robert again. He's too much of a chicken. I will do it, I answer. My secret love for Cecilia Cantu will remain a secret. I head for the door. I make my way down the dirt road that leads to my grandfather Antonio's old house. I go around the back and walk slowly down to the small wooden bridge where the Donkey Lady is supposed to live. I take a deep breath and run across it as fast as I can. Once I'm on the other side, I grab a branch from off the ground to prove to both Leo and little Robert that I completed the dare. I look up. The pitch-black sky is coming alive with flashes of lightning. The rain will be here soon, I say to myself, and as soon as I do, the rain starts coming down with a vengeance. I can't see. I slip on the wet planks of Donkey Lady Bridge. I hear a sickening thump sound. It's my head hitting the wooden floor. I began to drift somewhere far away. Did you cross my bridge? Hee-haw, hee-haw. Who's there? I think I'm asking. Hee-haw, hee-haw. I turn and see a dark figure standing on top of Donkey Lady Bridge. Is that my mother? Has she discovered that I'd left home and come looking for me? If she has, then I am in real trouble. Did you cross my bridge? Asked the black figure again. This is not my mother. The voice is all wrong. It's not my mother's school teacher's voice. It sounds like a donkey. Who are you? What do you want? I ask. The black figure is wet from the rain. Her clothes cling to her body as if it were a second skin. Her hair coils around her like dancing snakes. Her face is the face of a hideous donkey with horrible red eyes. Donkey Lady, I cry out. I try to get up and run away from her, but I can't get my feet to stand up. Did you cross my bridge? She demands. She leaps up on top of me and grabs me by my shoulders. Help me, I cry out. Somebody help me. Suddenly the Donkey Lady lets go of me. Someone else is here. Who are you? What do you want? She asks. I'm awfully dizzy, but I can just make out the rain-soaked silhouette of a very large man. A mountain of a man. He seems familiar to me somehow, but I can't get my eyes to focus right. That massive chest, those arms the size of cannons, where have I seen them before? The Donkey Lady is creeping up behind the shadowy figure like a jaguar would come up behind its prey. Before I can warn him, she strikes. The suddenness of the blow sends him reeling face first into the mud. Are you trying to cross my bridge too? The Donkey Lady screams at the fallen figure. She looks at me again. It was you who crossed my bridge first, so I will get you first. She runs towards me, but the person who fell, rises back up to his feet and grabs the Donkey Lady from behind. He presses her up high over his head and then sends her flying out into the air. You can't have the boy, yells the shadowy figure. His voice roars louder than thunder. The Donkey Lady disappears. My eyes grow heavy, and the world begins to swirl around me again. The last thing I see before my lights go completely out are two eyes staring back at me from behind the cutout silhouettes of a silver mask with embroidered orange flames.